Gentlemen.
Hello! Welcome to Company of Heroes 2, a 2v2 action here on Rails and Metal.
We are your host, the Gentlemen. We are very excited to be here today. We'll have the chance to read out our players on our allied side. Crazyman 64335. That's trademark, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
So you can't use that name.
I wouldn't copy it.
He will file a lawsuit against you.
He definitely will. In all kinds of countries, it could be pretty nuts. He'll be playing as our Soviets. Nonetheless, his ally will be twitch.tv/DBMB _ free plug for that guy. Man. So yeah, check him out.
Other than that, our axes, it will be Lemon and Dusty, both as the Wehrmacht, of course. And we're a little bit glad to finally be doing this game, because we actually spent like 15 minutes working out why Blake's microphone sounded awful.
It just sounded terrible.
Was because it was literally facing the wrong direction.
Yeah, that's a thing.
It was like back to front.
If the mic's the wrong way around, they sound terrible. If it's facing this way, it actually gets the sound in properly. So we're not even lying.
So this is currently the replay highlight on Kotu.org. So as always, a bit of a hype surrounding this match. I always try and get a cast out of that match. It's generally a guaranteed good game, and for some reason the Fog of War is off. Let's put it on.
Very nicely done. So DBMB, nice start from him, pushing straight towards the fuel and taking control of that really important garrison on Rails and Metal. You want that, man.
Oh, yes.
And the reason for that, as Lemon is showing right now, is there could be an MG in there, and once you get an MG inside that garrison, it can be extremely difficult to deal with. So nice move. Just holding that garrison is so important.
Yeah. And it's actually a pretty smart play to make, securing it with the rear echelon, denying it to the Axis, whilst his riflemen cap the fuel point near the sandbags in the trench, the trench. And then, basically, if he waited for his riflemen to go into the garrison, he probably would have lost it. The rear echelon aren't really going to be achieving much inside of the garrison, but I reckon he'll concede that to a rifle squad. But actually, he's going for a flank on the MG.
Yeah, it definitely is. And he's going to get past it as well. So Dusty has an MG there. Lemon has an MG. Hopefully they can move them so the arcs are actually facing the right way. A lot of MGs actually coming out from both of our Axis players here. Those riflemen could be in some serious trouble.
If they get in the garrison, though, that's going to be a great spot. He does get a bit of suppression, but he will crawl his way into the garrison.
I think the main problem here could be the Pyros closing in at close range. They actually do some pretty decent damage against those riflemen. Yeah,
that rifle taking a lot of damage running through the MG burst, and they're in a pretty rough spot. There's literally 3 MGs here.
Oh, that is a nasty retreat path as well.
We'll get away, though. Won't quite lose that squad. And this rifle squad, is going to have to walk through the 3 MGs. And oh, the MG rephase, so only 2 MGs. If he's targeting them in time, he may get a couple of models here. No, he's actually going for the garrison still, I think.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, he changed it in the end, but ultimately only 2 riflemen will drop.
So definitely some nice play coming out there. Heavy focus on the right-hand side from the looks of things from our Axis, where it does give Crazyman 64335 a chance to cap up the left.
Trademark.
So they have actually taken control of the VP, the middle VP, and the fuel point, and as well as the counter garrison on the top-hand side of the map.
Yeah, Pyos are wiped, and so far, double fuel for the Allies. They won't be able to hold it for very long, though, it seems, especially with the Flamer Pyos coming up here. For Dusty, will be clearing out these riflemen, no problems at all. You really want to have that garrison clear, because if you lose that building and you can't push it through, then yeah, it's really hard to get that fuel. But with the Flamer Pyos, there should be no problems at all here for Dusty. He won't have his medics, though, without his munitions, at least not for now.
Yeah, nothing yet, though. Has the bunker down in preparation for that. So
no,
Axis,
that's an MG bunker.
Oh, it is too. Yeah,
very close to the base.
I got confused. Yeah, it was close to the base. So I'm just like, oh yeah, that must be the bunker that his Pyros that was standing right next to it built. Obviously not MG bunker.
What a demo trap!
Oh, that's a pretty early as well, and a really nice spot. That's really deep. That's a seriously deep demo. It'd be interesting to see how our Axis can actually rotate these MGs. They've got so many of them. They were nice to take control over the right-hand side, but I think we're going to have a lot of trouble trying to rotate them over to the left as well without getting caught out by all the infantry coming out from our allies.
And I think they've really just committed too hard to this one point, because even when they have the points secured, the rest of the map more than makes up for it.
Definitely, yeah. So Axis can just hold this in heavy cover, really. I don't see why they're pushing in. They're being pretty aggressive right here, and they are blowing through a fair few models.
Yeah, when you have the majority of the map, you don't really have to fight these engagements, because it's incredibly cost efficient here for Dusty and Lemon, so it can make up for it. Having the map doesn't necessarily mean you're in a good spot if you are losing a lot of manpower to make up for it.
Definitely right there, Machine. So Cons are still holding this point here. We do have our first LMG squad coming out here for Lemon. And they're using that to try and fight off these. Hopefully we do see some more regular infantry squads and less support weapons coming out from our Axis players. Make them a little bit more mobile. And those Flamer Pyres are doing work.
Yeah, they're doing great.
Yeah, that's the third Rifleman squad they forced off.
It's interesting when you have this sort of dynamic where you both have very deep armies, because it means that the retreat paths are incredibly punishing. No matter who has to retreat, they're going to retreat through multiple squads, or in this case, MGs. So they can take a lot of damage there, and this rifle squad may get taken out here.
Could definitely be wiped here.
Nah, the MG wasn't actually firing.
He's firing on the side.
Yeah, he's going
there.
on these riflemen here.
In the wrong window at this particular
Probably won't
time.
get them because they're behind the heavy cover.
Yeah. So I would like to see maybe something coming over here from our Soviet. They do need to play in together. The MG actually does retreat, but... Oh
Echelon
no!
not fast
Echelon doesn't
enough.
get it. That's unfortunate. They really wanted control over the garrison, but our American doesn't really have that great garrison clear.
And just as important, it really is this munitions point.
Definitely.
Because having the LMGs makes such a big difference on these Grenadiers. And we actually have a half-track coming out of Lemon. Interesting, but makes a lot of sense given this playstyle. It will allow them to hold the map, have the forward reinforcement, and really hold these high-value points. So I do quite like that pickup.
The ability to keep the MGs on the map is going to be really, really crucial for our Axis players. And definitely a nice choice. And once again, the garrison goes over to our allies. They're going to hold this one, and it's pretty hard to force squads out with just MGs. Half-tracks on the field.
Not very good damage, but he's going to have to once again retreat through an MG.
Oh, that's dangerous.
An LMG as well. That's a dead squad if I've ever seen one.
Oh, the LMG moved. It's not firing. It's still wiped anyway. Could have been dangerous there.
Yeah, and now there's going to be these squads constantly reinforcing. There is actually a captain on the field, though, for DBMB, as I concentrate really intensely on saying it correctly.
Nicely done.
So it has to be careful about the captain. Double bazookas, not very accurate, but the half-track, such a large unit size compared to, say, a scout car, that they get hit a lot easier. And they do die pretty quickly. So you may see a Stuart come afterwards. Maybe a pack howitzer, but I doubt it, to be honest.
A Stuart could definitely be nice. There's not a lot of Grenadier squads on the field. I think about 4 so far, which means pretty limited Faust. And
there's 2 MGs in that.
Oh, that was the demo.
Lose them, though.
That was the demo.
Yeah, that was the demo. That's really brutal.
That
was
is
nice work.
really brutal. He got lucky on those MGs. Only lost 2 models in the end.
Yeah, definitely could have lost more than that. Do you want to explain how the vehicle destruction garrison thingy?
Yeah, so
works?
there's a 50% chance of losing each model. So yeah, so you essentially if everything was equal and like all odds mattered, you should lose half the squad every time the
yeah, exactly.
whatever it was blew
in
up,
which case he lost a quarter. So
yeah.
What that means is it's possible to either lose everything or nothing. It's 50%, but that's per model, so it really can vary how much you actually lose. And a very fast Katusha coming online here for Crazyman.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
It is,
Katusha's
yeah.
are very strong in team games overall.
And not something you'd think about at 8 minutes 30 either, a Katusha coming out into the field.
That's right, they've had the fuel for so long. Finally, the Axis are pushing up the north side, but that Katusha's going to really wreck this right side of the map here, where they're very clumped up. Katusha's just not very good in 1v1s. A few reasons why. The way that the command points work, they come a lot quicker, so teching is harder overall. There's less, blobbing and clumping, so the AoE isn't as good. But yeah, in team games, it's essential to have a Katusha.
Dusty doing a really good job of keeping the second half track alive. Making sure the Grenadier squads are in the front, scouting for the captain, which is pretty much the danger zone here. Ooh, that's an odd spot to be in. We'll actually use the half track to force it off. Not really scared of taking the AT grenade with the Pioneers that close for the repairs. Still nicely played. So, there's another half track on the field then. So
yeah, there's 3 half tracks.
Rebuilt it. So yeah,
2 there for Lemon. So a bit of a fuel deficit, especially considering they're already been behind. He's the captain. He will miss one shot because bazookas are awful, but the half track will get away.
Yes.
And that was actually pretty close as well because the rifleman did have the AT grenade.
It was almost in range as well.
Yeah. It will get the snare, a bit of damage off as well. Here's a Katusha. Oh, they're going to be firing.
This is going to be really, really deadly.
That garrison
I don't know where it's
is
going.
very low. Is it firing? No, it's not firing.
No, it's not. It's looking for the right shot.
It looked like it was going to fire. I'm sure.
It's really close as well. This is a devastating barrage. It turned. It turned.
There we go.
Oh, this is going to be devastating.
It's a very close range one as well. He was the garrison and not really much else. I think he was maybe hoping the MG would walk into the garrison. Maybe we should have waited a little bit longer for it. Either way, with that garrison down, it's going to be a lot easier to siege. Almost loses the MG, but a smart response from Dusty. He moves away from it towards the half track as well.
Yeah, gets the reinforce down. Really
And
nice.
they're really being pushed off, aren't they? This is the power of the half track, is it really does give you good map control. Conscript, do they have the AT grenades?
No, they don't, which is surprising. I mean, I guess with Crazy putting so much fuel into that Katusha early, he didn't really have the fuel to immediately put into the AT grenades. And only 2 conscript squads as well, going into some guards now.
Leaving this pretty late. 2 LMG Grens, MG42. Yeah.
Should be okay.
Yeah, he'll be right. Other than that, there's Katusha here, but Katushas don't necessarily lend themselves well to map control. They just, all rifle squad gets taken out, but they do very, very good damage, and you can definitely wipe squads, if not just bleed a lot of manpower, which the half track kind of countered the Katusha in a sense that, like, you're going to lose models, but you won't really get forced off the map. You will retain that map pressure. Guards, though, looking to actually take down the half track. Won't be able to, though.
Yeah, going to retreat away from this one. Would have taken a few more PTRS shots to kill it. So.
1 PTRS, and that really was it for now. And look, I don't want to say it, but I think DBMB doesn't have an ambulance.
Oh, he doesn't too. And he's not using the medics on the side of Crazy either. Crazy does have medics, I'm assuming.
Yeah, exactly. When you do play the team games, you can share your opponent's medics. That being said, this map is completely inappropriate. Like, no, not on Rails and Middle.
Not going to work.
Definitely a lot of maps like Moscow Outskirts, for example, where
your bases are close.
Man,
another
these MGs just doing really good.
So pressure.
The maps where your bases are close together, you can do that, but I think that's half the issue here, honestly, is that there's just no medics. So these rifle squads are consistently at half health and bleeding a lot of manpower. Katusha is firing. I'm not sure how effective it will be, though.
It's a longer range barrage this time, which does mean more scatter for the Katusha.
Yeah, and they're behind cover, but
still nice. Another good shot. Last one.
It'll be a close one.
Oh.
Playing a dangerous game.
Yeah, it could have been deadly there. Yeah, the closer it's really a thinking man's game using the Katusha, because the closer you have it, the less scatter. But if you want more scatter, you put it further away. If that makes any sense there. And,
yeah,
two packs
sometimes
against
you
a con.
do want scatter. Like,
yeah, definitely.
If they're very widespread, having scatter is a good thing. Does get a wipe though. The Vet 2 and the Neg cover is a deadly combination, but the half track lends itself well to recapturing support weapons.
Definitely does, yeah.
I think he riflenated it because he was guessing that the cons would try and capture it.
Would have been dangerous to try and capture that one.
Would have been about it. Yeah,
lost it anyway.
Wow. What's happening? Our allies are just losing squad after squad. They have nothing left. There's like, well, maybe not nothing. Nothing's a bit of an overstatement, but at least in terms of veterancy, we'll say there's nothing left. And
bit of a late lock in here from DBMB as well. He's actually gone for elite rifleman, but no access to elite rifleman. I mean, he didn't go for it early.
Yeah, exactly. If you're gonna go rifle company, you really want to go it soon, just so you have those vetted riflemen as soon as you can. This is a nice flank. He's gonna actually decrew both of these, well, one of the packs at least.
Yeah, definitely.
But the MG setting up. That's the white phosphorus though. Very nice ability. I think that's why he went for the rifle company.
And I think this is the first
He's gonna walk into it though.
Oh yeah, gotta be careful. See, what I was gonna say is this is one of the first times I've seen it use the rifle, the white phosphorus actually used efficiently. It only does damage to the squads. It only shreds the health. It doesn't actually kill models. So what you want to do, you have to follow it up with an assault. Preferably by a tank, because the tank can actually drive through the white phosphorus without taking damage. You follow it up with a tank, and then that's really easy model wipes coming out there because of how low the squads are.
Yeah, but it's also a regular smoke. It does block vision. And that's exactly what it did. It secured the pack. Because not only did it obscure vision, but it also prevented the Axis from fighting over it. And then it does punish the half track because, yeah, you can reinforce, but you can't heal from a half track.
No, you can't.
You're going to have to either retreat back to your base, build a forward med bunker, in this case here of Dusty, or if you want to get fancy, you can actually use the first aid kit, which we have actually seen used. It is pretty expensive. It's 20 munitions for a single squad heal, so it's not very good. But in certain situations, it can be quite important. What are we looking at, sir?
Another demo at the top there as well, near that fuel point. Over the left, down there.
That one.
Oh, what happened to it? Oh, they must have blown it up. Really nice. You must have seen it being planted. Yeah, Minesweeper. Yeah,
nice. Minesweeper revealed it, and then you can shoot it up with regular. Look at this Katusha.
Oh, it's asking for squad wipes. Damage engine as well. Another shot might actually get it lower if it hits directly. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, it's one more. I have faith, Katusha.
That
was the last barrage.
Yeah, so having the Minesweepers are very important, and it's really good now that they've nerfed their demos. A lot easier to counter now. Before, even when you would sweep them, you couldn't target them. And like, even if you would throw a rifle grenade, it wasn't guaranteed to detonate the demo. It was stupid. Demos, they're still ridiculous in the current state, but a little bit weaker now anyway.
So Guard Squad actually did survive there on the side of Crazy. He does keep that one alive and retreats, but does... Oh, pin. Yeah, so quite low on squads, our allies here. They really need to make something happen. The pack outer has actually been having a pretty good impact. He's had that for a while now. And we do have an ambulance, of course, so that's definitely helping out DBMB.
He's going to have his Easy 8 pretty soon.
And that really must be the reason he decided to choose the elite rifleman there. And we'll have access to a lot of white phosphorus as well, which does synergize quite well with those Easy 8s.
I think I did have a big Facebook rant to you, but do you know that the Easy 8s actually have a lot more armor than regular Shermans?
I did, yes. I was aware.
Yeah.
Thanks to you, I was aware, but yeah.
I think it's like, I don't know the numbers, but it's like 30 or 40% more than a regular Sherman. Yeah, and the bulldozers have the same armor, but they have a lot more health.
Right.
Yeah, so the Easy 8s are actually stronger than you would kind of initially think, because their main gun isn't like that good, but their health, the armor makes up for it significantly.
Definitely.
And that's an SU-85 coming out. A bold choice, given the SU-85s aren't very good. This is actually not a bad map, though, for SU-85s. It's very open. There's not a lot of shot blockers, not a lot of choke points, so it will actually be pretty effective. As effective as a guard nade, one could say. Yeah,
definitely could say that. And yeah, it's Blitzkrieg being locked in here. I did have to double check from Dusty. He actually has gone for that command tank. It's not Blitzkrieg isn't something you see very often.
Well, I think it's because of JU-87.
Yeah.
JU-87 is really, really strong. Also, the fact that he's got the recon can come quite handy.
Yeah. So the command tank's out. That's going to help as well with the bonus.
Yeah.
These frontline squads.
I prefer Lightning War because it has a JU-87. You got your Tiger rather than a command tank. You got G43s. As a tactician, though, is very, very nice to have.
Yeah, it's good to have that smoke.
It breaks button. It just gives you a lot more survivability. Easiest on the field. How much AT is there for Dusty? There's a pack, but it's not set up.
No, it's not. It's halfway.
Yeah, it's not quite doing what it wanted to, but this med bunker may get taken out. It's very, very low. There's actually the flamers on these riflemen.
Do some pretty serious anti-building damage, they do.
Well, there's a lot of packs here, actually.
There's a lot of packs, yeah.
They're only setting up
see a bait coming out.
Yeah, this is a bad territory for the Easy 8. I think that's the issue, is there's so much AT already set up. Oh, he lost it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the pack
Was that the last pack shot?
Well, yeah, there was 2 packs there, so now the Easy 8 down. He's in a rough spot.
Not in a good position. So much preemptive AT coming out here from our Axis. They had a lot of it, a lot of packs at the start of the game.
This is the situation where it gets hard to recover from, because not only is there a network of packs, there's also Vet 3 LMG Grens, and they really just outscale Riflemen in every way. SU-85, what is he doing?
That's not where you want to be, buddy.
Are going to Faust him? Is he out of
munitions? He's really lucky there wasn't a Faust
So I was going to say, is Lem out of munitions? And then I looked at his munition count, and he has 260, so definitely not an issue there, is the lack of munitions, and that's after already having LMG Grens.
Yeah.
So, yeah, wow, it's just a lot of munitions. He's had the munitions point there for a while.
Bit of a manpower float coming out from Lemon as well, so hopefully we see a lock-in soon, and potentially a Tiger as well.
I wonder what he'll go for. Another captain gets wiped here. I mean, you could go for an elephant if you wanted to, like
potentially
in a response to the SU-85 and perhaps a Jackson to follow.
And Crazy's going to have access to the ICs as well.
Yeah, but I don't think he needs to, though. Just because of the fact that there's so much AT that the SU-85s and Jacksons shouldn't really be a problem to deal with.
Yeah.
That you don't need to commit to an elephant. You could just go Lightning War and just get a Tiger out.
Yeah. Be interesting to see what he does actually choose to go for. It's a little bit harder for our allies to use the pack howitzer and the Katusha just because the battle lines really have reset across the map. They're spread out across the 3 VPs, which means a bit more spread of units, which makes it harder to use artillery. They have been using it pretty well down the bottom though, really forcing a lot of the Axis squads.
Oh, is that a demo? Oh, that's DP.
Oh yeah.
Don't worry, it's only DP. Woo.
Try and pick up a demo charger. That's not a DP. To actually survive this one. Is that for,
that would have like been 3 squad wipes.
Yeah,
that would have put back in the game.
That could have been pretty terrible. Yeah. I'm not sure what the guards are doing.
I really just got to say, the unit preservation here isn't very good for our allies.
Yeah, it goes to throw the nade.
He just lost another guard squad. Like,
I mean, it might have been. Oh no, he did actually get the MG, and it allows him to. It actually allows him to take out the half track. Might even be worth.
To be honest though, like losing your vetted squads is generally more important.
Yeah, that's true.
Than vehicles. JU-87, what was he going for? The S25, perhaps?
I'm not sure.
And that's Dusty's JU87.
Yeah, it was.
I guess he wants to prevent the MG being captured, if nothing else. Because it will force the rifleman away. JU87, despite being a anti-tank strafe, actually does wipe infantry and support weapons.
It does.
Did the rifleman squad die?
Maybe.
It did, didn't
I think
it?
Yeah, I think it got
No,
away.
they died.
Yeah.
No, they died.
Okay, they died. A lot of dying squads.
Really, really bad unit preservation.
Yeah.
And I think it's just them being way too aggressive, honestly.
So looking towards our VPs though, 111 here for our allies to 363 for our Axis. So the drop from the Axis was really just the early game when our allies had 2, but now the Axis have had 3 for a considerable amount of time, and that Katyusha's coming in hard.
Yeah, I think when it comes to a situation where there's such a strong foothold on a part of the map, you really just got to try and attack them where they're weak. And it does sound like a pretty obvious thing to say, but when they know how much stuff is here, and the left side is relatively undefended. The middle there is an MG, and if the Easy 8 was still alive, he could try and force off the MG, but with no vehicles, only an Su-85 and a Katyusha, no main battle tanks, what can they really do? They do have a Easy 8 coming up pretty soon from DBMB, but it's going to be quite late, and they're just throwing, you know, men into these VPs trying to retain them.
Yeah, our allies are in a pretty rough spot fuel-wise. I mean, they're going to have another Easy 8 soon, but there's no way Crazy can save up for an ISU before these VPs actually do run out. So it's going to be all on this Easy 8 to make a really big impact, and that's going to be pretty difficult.
Yeah. The ISU is going to be awesome, but,
another squad wipe.
but there's 2 JU-87s.
Yeah, that's true.
That can actually kill the ISU just by 2 cookies. He's going to lose. No, command tank not firing at the rifle squad. No, it forgets it. Was that a Pio? Maybe it was the MG. I don't know. Either way, the rifle squad dies, and that's just another vetted squad dead.
Pretty nasty. Command tank's actually been really, really nice for Dusty. Oh,
wow!
Sniper crew.
That was a lucky shot there.
That was a good shot. I would definitely promote that crew. Will be a Tiger coming out here though for Lemon. And definitely, I think, a good choice. Synergize as well with Dusty's command choice, and as you were saying, 2 J37, so not really big issue there. So Tiger's out in the field now, and it's looking pretty bad for our allies.
Yeah, the Su-85 is going to be able to poke away at the Tiger, but with this many packs on the field, once they kind of reposition those packs, because currently it's very grouped up, the pack formation. There's, what, 1 over here? Is there more of them? Surely there's more over here. Unless, oh, yeah. Oh, there we go.
They're rotating to the middle.
That's the rotation, yeah.
Rotating right into a Katyusha barrage, in fact.
Right.
So,
and conscript as well, apparently.
Yeah.
Su-85 derping out, facing the wrong direction.
Hopefully they can reface fairly shortly. Do actually get 1 pack wipe there. The ones at the back aren't actually wiped, and neither's the MG, and I think that's what
it's a
Crazy
nice
was
spot for the
looking
Tiger because he's behind that little house, so the Su-85 can't fire through it. He has to expose himself quite deep, which will put him within the pack shots.
Oh, nasty rifle nade there.
Ugh.
Another squad wipe as well. Allies really can't afford to lose any more squads at this point. Riflemen throw the smoke down.
The only hope really is the ISU. If it gets, you know, good RNG, wiping a lot of packs and MGs. And Dusty's sure is going to have a Panther pretty soon. He has a lot of fuel.
So there's
he's taking up to his tier 3
taking
now.
up to the
tier 4.
Panther, yeah. So we'll have it very shortly. As soon as that tech's completed, you should have the manpower available for it. And then, yeah, I don't know. Our Axis have played this really well. They've kept their support weapons alive for the most part. What hasn't been wiped by the Pack Howitzer or the Katyusha. They've tried to keep alive, so they've got a bit of veterancy there and just a nice, really nice comp to try and hold out these fuel points.
Forcing away the packs, this could be a nice play if they follow it up. The Easy 8 and the S-25, they're both here.
Tiger's facing rear armor here, but the packs are actually facing.
The nade actually bounced the Tiger. It didn't penetrate despite being a rear armor. It will allow it to reface. There's still 2 packs here, though.
Yeah.
You can't fight against 2 packs.
S-35 can't walk into that one. Has hit veterancy 1 now, but 59 VPs for our allies. They have to make something happen really quickly. They want this middle VP really badly.
Yeah. The right one they have held. The left one,
Yeah.
or north one, it's currently open, but with the LMG Greens, the Half-Track, and the Tiger, they can rotate pretty easily.
Yeah, we have to see a really nice Katyusha barrage in tandem with the Pack Howitzer to try and clear away these packs. As soon as the VP gets held, that'll be enough time for Crazy to actually get the ISU available.
Bit too much scatter here. The Katyusha, yeah, it's very, very far back, so doing a bit of damage, but not really enough. They are taking guard damage, but they're being suppressed by the MG, so they won't quite get the wipe they would have had it not being suppressed. And the half-track will just keep reinforcing the support weapons.
Half-track really has been invaluable this game. The reinforce have been completely nuts. It's so hard for our allies to actually get any wipes.
Oh, we may lose it though, but I would love to see how much reinforces there actually has been, just as it gets Vet 2.
Did it
bounce?
Did that bounce? No.
Wow.
We'll have to look at the replay. It looked like it bounced, but it can't have. No way. No chance. I'm pretty sure that's impossible. It must be impossible.
I don't know.
Shouldn't it? Alright, we'll
anyway,
work it
we
out.
actually got the increased mobility and reinforced radius. So now it's going to be even easier to reinforce from that half track.
And it will be able to play a lot further back as well and still be able to reinforce the back.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty potent upgrade there. Look, 51
I did love that
VPs.
change. How they changed it. They made it so utility sort of units had utility-based veterancy.
It's
where
nice.
originally Vet 2, like back in KOTO's release, Vet 2 would give extra like health, and Vet 3 would get extra damage.
Yeah.
For, like a half track, like what?
Okay. And Mortar coming out now as well from Crazy. I think he just wants the smoke more than anything else.
Yeah.
You just smoke off the VP and just deal with the MG. All they really need is once the ISU's on the field, it's going to wreak havoc. There's really nothing from Dusty and Lemon they can pull out. They can actually deal with the ISU, short them and all in. Like
Well,
Tigers and Panthers
J87s
diving
will
on it.
actually take it down to like a third of its health.
That's
in a single
true, yeah. I
pass
forgot about
because
that.
it's broken.
Yeah, J87s.
And then
yeah.
Dusty probably is putting Panthers. And Panthers are actually better against ISUs than what Tigers are.
I only have
because-
access to one J87 though. Lemon's out. He's
Well,
just used
it
his.
strikes 3 times. It's enough.
Yeah, it'll be enough.
ISU is hard to deal with, but in this case, they have the infantry advantage. They have Panthers, Tigers, Ju-87s, packs. They'll be fine.
It's a lot of stuff. Katusha Barrage will actually miss off to the side this time. No luck there. Tiger's moving up. Hasn't actually been repaired though.
Yeah, he probably should repair that.
Yeah.
SU-85 is going to be doing some pretty good damage here. That's Ju-87 though, getting some good penetration thus far. Will he get it? Even if he does, it probably won't matter that much.
Ooh,
3
got some
penetrations in a row.
penetrations. Out of
4
control.
penetrations
Nice.
in a row. The RNG gods do bless our...
Oh, and gets one-shotted by
Yeah.
J87.
So the RNG is on the side of Crazyman, but the balance is on the side of Axis with the Ju-87 one-shotting the SU-85 essentially.
No mortar smoke coming out here. Come on, Crazy. I have faith, man. Where's the mortar smoke? Oh, ISU. It's on the field. ISU. They just called it in. 23 points, though. I don't know if it's here soon enough.
Could be a game changer.
Oh, the reinforce.
Yep. That half track keeping them alive. There's a guard squad here as well, but the LMG Grens are just too powerful at this stage.
Just getting forced off here. The mortar's just firing regularly as well.
That was a bit of a misplay though. The Tiger really should have been repaired.
Definitely.
Panthers here anyway though. That's a triple cap. That's gonna be game over.
Yeah, definitely will be at this point.
If
Yeah,
the
10
ISU
VPs left.
was a minute sooner, perhaps it would have been a different story. But
ISU
even
can't
then,
cover the much
I
ground.
think the Panther would have just strafed it. Like right now, it's out of position. Panther's gonna be able to strafe it if it wants to. There isn't really any supporting AT.
Half
See?
health.
That's what
One
happens.
J87 strafe.
It's
yeah.
like a third of its health. Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's so slow that you can't really move away from that. So yeah, that was look.
Yeah, I think it was
Just
just
too
squad
many
losses
squad
here from our
wipes, yeah.
allies. Yeah, I mean, they played a really nice, aggressive early game, but I think it was just in the end just throwing away too many squads, and
Yeah.
that really does make an impact as you get towards the late game. Veterancy is really important, and just being able to put pressure on lots of different parts of the map with a lot of infantry squads is important as well.
Yeah, exactly. Not just veterancy, but also the munitions.
Definitely.
Once LMGs become online for all of your Grens, you can't really deal with them. You have to sort of have that strong advantage, deny munitions to prevent them from just getting LMGs out of the arse, which obviously didn't happen. We lost too many squads. So, yeah, that'll wrap it up. That's it. Farewell.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.